Not sure what happened there, but we should be back live. Down here through on qualifying. Qualifying underway. Matsko out there in front. Sage Greco there second. Joseph Spillman back here in third. Ryan Peters back here fifth. Nigel Steele back here trying to figure out his lap times. Right now, Chase Matsko with a 30.483. Sage Greco with a 30.777. William Gay with a 30.834. Back up there, Al Lincolns gets up there to a 30.687. Here we see that 41 of Joseph Spillman rolling down there on the bottom side of the speedway. Trying to see what he has going on here. Everybody looks great coming out. Out through the backstretch goes the 20 there of Darrell Whitford. Hopefully this is cooperating tonight. At the head down through here. Looking there at the 78. Brian Rose. As he comes around here to the start finish line, along with the 20. Now you're looking back at the 78. Brian Rose. As he comes around here to the start finish line, along with. All right, down here. Hopefully this stays connected. Hopefully everybody can hear me just fine tonight. Graham Connolly there in the number 71. We're here monitoring everything as well, making sure that we're connected and everything's going well. So hopefully it all works out. As we're heading in here to the corner. All right, down here through, off of the corner. Here we go. These drivers doing everything he can to get qualifying underway. Looks like Clay Sarton's the last one that needs to qualify. I think we're okay now. Hopefully this is all working. Let me know in the comments if you ever stop hearing me. We want to make sure that we're getting along great here and making sure everybody can hear and listen to the commentary as well as keeping track of where everybody is out on the speedway. We see there Matt Barr taking a couple extra laps here in qualifying. Less than 30 seconds to go in qualifying, then we'll get into the warm-ups. So the Red Bank Rocket heading down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Running that Gibson machine down here in Nashville tonight. Warm-ups underway. Ryan Rose caught speeding on pit road. There we're looking at the 76 of Fred Pennington. Out here, out through the back stretch. 4 minutes to go here in warm-ups. Now we're watching some of these drivers take to the track, trying to figure out where the best they want to be. We want to also thank Mars Hardwood for the sponsorship here tonight for the Xfinity Series this Sunday evening here at Nashville. Sage Greco there in fourth now here around the speedway. So fourth quickest here in warm-ups. PJ Wetland out there as the quickest right now in warm-ups. You're watching there Al Lincoln as he's got the 76 there at Fred Pennington right there behind him. Working down there out of the corner. They change places here. They work down the backstretch. Out of the corner here for warm-ups there. Everybody's doing well. Thank you here for watching. You're curious to know what this jar is down here in the bottom right-hand corner that's moving around. That is a tip jar that we're going to try to implement here at Quaker Farm TV. All right, drivers head out here onto the front stretch down here into the pit road. A minute left here of warm-ups. Ryan Rose still out on track. Al Lincoln's not sure why that's bouncing the way that is. It's a little odd. That could be part of the reason. Okay. Let's go ahead and shut this down and try to get this back rolling again. So we're going to lose that ticker here for just a split moment. We reboot it. Try to get this refreshed here. There we go. All right. Now we're running. I don't know what was up with it. It kind of got stuck a moment, so we had to refresh it. Starting grid for tonight. That's going to be Sage Greco out there out front. Brian Rose there second. Tom Richter there in third. Chase Matsko there in fourth. Brian Peter Smith. William Gay there sixth. Nigel Steele there seventh. Al Lincoln's there eighth. PJ Wentland there ninth. Fred Pennington there 10th. Grim Connolly 11th. In 12th is James LaFaw. 13th is going to be Matt Mars with Joseph Spillman there in 14th. Daryl Whitford there 15th. James White there in 16th. Clay Sarton in 17th. That is your starting grid here tonight for the FMA series. And we're going to try to see if we can get something to pop up here. We'll see. Huh? There we go. Starting out. Green flags in the air. Brian Rose out there on top, and at number 78, Sage Greco on the bottom. In that DeWalt number 17. Working down that back straight away. Chase Matsko there third. Tom Richter there in fourth. Working here out of the corner. Heading down back through the backstretch. Sage Greco getting out there in front. You got Ryan Rose there second. Chase Matsko there third. Richter there in fourth. As they head on back down through here out of the straightaway. See if we can get some things fired back up here. I know that we're missing a couple things. One is this. Now we're here on lap 3 of the 75. As they work here out onto the backstretch. Sage Greco out there in front. Brian Rose there second. Chase Matsko third. Tom Richter there fourth. William Gay fifth. Nigel Skilly there sixth. Al Lincoln seventh. Ryan Peters back here in eighth. Trying to keep track of where the excitement might be. There we got the 71 of Graham Connolly and the 76 there of Fred Pennington working together there side by side, trying to battle for position. Working here off the corner they go. Down here to the bottom side of 1 and 2. Does not look like Clay Sarton took the grid. As he is labeled as out, and I'm not getting any numbers off of his transponder here tonight. I work back down into corner number 1 here at lap number 7. back around here onto the back straightaway. Looking there at Matt Mars. Now you're looking here at William Gay. Down the back straightaway. These drivers really putting on the show here tonight for the Freedom Motorsport Alliance. This is the FFTv. Wait a moment. This isn't the Gen 4. What am I doing here? This is the Xfinity series. That's why it's giving me some hassle. There we go. Now we're set. Give it a moment to switch over. Maybe I'll have to kick it in gear here. There we go. Sorry there, Morris Hardwood. I didn't realize that my logos were wrong. I at least had yours up correctly. They head on down here through corner number 1 and 2 once again here at lap number 9. This is the Xfinity series from Flicker Farm Gaming. The whole league here, Freedom Motorsport Alliance. I work here off of 4, back down through the front straightaway, looking there at Chase Matsko in that number 26. I think we have everything set up better now. There we head on back down through off of the corner. You're on board here with Chase Matsko. He sits third here, right behind Ryan Rhodes. And the leader, Sage Greco. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2. And on that backstretch, I'm not really seeing any type of excitement going on right now. Everybody seems to be single file for the most part. And we look back through the field, not really seeing a whole lot of any excitement. We got James White back here. Yeah, everybody's single file right now here at lap number 12. And that disappeared on me. Great! That's Decay being a pain in the butt tonight. All right, got it back there. Now let's see if we can get it back over here. There we go. Everything back up. Now, stay put. As we head on back down through here. Out of the corner. And we head on down through here off the back straightaway. Sage Greco, Chase Matsko, Tom Richter, Al Linkins, William Gay there in 6th, Nigel Steele there 7th. Ryan Peters back here in 8th. They have PJ Wentland back here in 9th. Fred Pennington there in 10th. I just crossed over lap 15 in the books. Working on lap number 16 as everybody's down there through the backstretch. Sage Greco in that DeWalt number 17, your leader here tonight. Everybody working here, lap number 18 out onto that backstretch. They all go, being led by Sage Greco. Ryan Rhodes there in second. You're seeing there the 933 of Tom Richter. He tried to close the gap there on Chase Matsko. Down there, crossed out of turn number 4. Now down through here off of 2, down that back straightaway. Down here, crossed out of corner number 4, back across the start finish line they come as they work their way back down into 1. These drivers single power right now. Now we got 16 drivers competing here tonight. All right, there you're looking at Al Lincoln as he comes down here across the line. Just a couple more minutes, a couple more laps, and we'll be at a third of the way. Okay, drivers are doing everything they can to keep these cars straight and true. Not really seen anybody having too many issues here tonight as they go down the backstretch here at the Nashville Superspeedway. As we work here out of corner number 4, down through the front straightaway and into corner number 3 again. Or sorry, corner number 1 and 2. Down here into corner number 3 they go after competing down through the backstretch. You're looking on from the top of Al Lincoln's. I see that 933 of Tom Richter get closer there to Chase Matsko, trying to put him down. There he goes, making a move down there to the inside. Does Richter have something here for Matsko? They come here out of corner number 4, or 2 rather, down that back straightaway. There you see Chase way up against the outside wall. And we got Richter down there to the inside as they work side by side there now. Chase trying to hold on to 3rd. Richter trying to take it away. Down here across the stripe, it will be Richter to have that 3rd spot at that line. 26 of 75. So we're a third of the way complete. As they work down here in corner number 3 and 4, you see that 933 up in the 3rd spot. Chase Matsko there in 4th. Al Lincoln's back there in 5th as everybody chases on down through here. I want to say we're going to have at least, I think we're going to have one pit stop. Because I don't know if these drivers can fully make it all the way. So I would say there'd be one pit stop. As they head on back down here out of corner number 4. Looking there at Al Lincoln back here in 5th. Out of Kempton, Kentucky. Lap number 28 on the board. Looks like the 888 of James White struggling here a little bit as he's way back here. He's most likely going to be a lap down before the end of this race, as here comes the leader of Sage Greco down through the front stretch. Ryan Rose back a little bit off of Sage Greco as they're heading down here in the corner 1 and 2. And you got Tom Richter there in 3rd. Chase Matsko 4th. Al Lincoln 5th. Nigel Steele back here in 6th. William Gay there in 7th. Ryan Peters back here in 8th. Fred Pennington rolling around here in 9th out of Ravenna, Kentucky. Matt Mars out of Louisville, Tennessee. And that Gibson number 34 here tonight. PJ Wentland out of Scranton, PA, back here in 11th. Graham Connolly in 12th, out of Melbourne, Australia. Daryl Whitford here out of Columbus, Mississippi, I believe. Joseph Philman there out of Vevey, Indiana. James Paul rounding out your top 15 here tonight. Out of Shinston, West Virginia. And back on board with Sage Greco coming there out of the corner. Lap 33 of 75 complete. Now Lincoln's under fire from the 8 up Nigel Steele. And there you see that 888 of James White down there on the inside, making room for all the leaders. Looking at that Nigel Steele of that 8. Looking underneath the 75 of William Gay. William Gay battling it out there to hang on to 6th position. Down that back straightaway. William Gay hanging on here at lap 38. Nigel Steele now tries the high side. And work down across stripe down here in the corner number 1. William Gay out of Hobgood, North Carolina. Working down that back straightaway. Want to give a shout out again to Matt Mars out of Louisville, Tennessee, for Mars Hardwood sponsoring tonight's race. Go down off of 4. Ryan Rose there in second. Looks like Tim Richter, Chase Matsko, William Gay, James Abaugh on pit road. Here at lap number 41. There's the other drivers working on through. Now you're on board with Steele down here through corner number 2 off here. Down that back straightaway, that's 77. Right there with them of Al Lincoln's. Ryan Rose comes up there and is sitting there in second. Al Lincoln's jumps up there in the third. As now we have, after some of those drivers took their time to make a pit stop, we're down to 7 drivers on the lead lap. And now you're looking back here in about 9th position with Chase Matsko. Here comes Chase out on the top side there. Graham Connolly, as it looks like Connolly's going to end up coming in, and yes, he will. Along with Sage Greco, Nigel Steele. Ryan Rose working here out of corner number 4. Now Ryan Rose. Al Lincoln, Brett Pennington, and Joseph Spillman have yet to make their pit stop. So Ryan Rose out front. Now you're on board with Ryan Peters. Now on board there with William Gay. Working here off the corner for the Flicker Farm Gaming Xfinity Series. There we go, down through, off the corner, down through corner number 2, onto that backstretch. There you see a driver working off pit road. You're on board, Fred Pennington. He's certainly sitting in a second. Fred Pennington and Al Lincolns have not pitted yet. Al Lincolns comes to pit road. Fred Pennington has not yet. Some of these drivers, if they know they're not going to win the race, they will hold on to make a later pit stop just so they can get the bonus points for leading a lap. Now you see them all get jumbled around here. Tom Richter there getting into second. Sage Greco up to third. Al Lincoln still on pit road as these pit stops get shuffled around. 26 laps to go. Now you're on board Ryan Rose, getting around William Gay. Ryan Peters there in the 5. He's got the 8 of Nigel Steely coming up behind him. Working there on the bottom, up, off, here we go. Fred Pennington still out there running his race. Tom Richter in second. Everybody's kind of single filed out. Now we do have Sage Greco trying to chase down Tom Richter. And Sage might be able to do it as they work here through turn 3 and 4. That gap slowly closing. Only a second gap between Richter and Greco. So Greco definitely a little quicker down through the raceway here at Nashville Superspeedway. Fred Pennington finally brings it on to pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Tom Richter. And Tom's hoping that he can at least lead one lap here. He's down to 80, down to 8/10 of a lap. 3/4 of a second. Thank you there, Parson. I am glad that it is sounding good tonight as we've been having that gremlin really beating us up the last couple weeks. Hopefully you're hearing the cars, hopefully you're hearing me, and it's a good balance. I come here out of the corner, up off of 2, Tom Richter out front. Sage Greco there second, Chase Matsko third, Ryan Rose there in 4th. Now we're on board there at Ryan Rose out of Longmont, Colorado. As you see right there in front of him is Chase Matsko. Working here down through the front stretch. There you see Chase Matsko working through 1 and 2. Greco slowly trying to gain on. Richter. 20 laps to go as they come across the line. He's got it down to a half a second. And he's done that in about 6 laps. So as these cars pick that draft up, I could see Sage getting up there. Down through the back stretch, down through the front stretch. Lines down both straightaways, around the corners. Hey, now that wasn't very nice. Get back here, get playing. They come here off the corner. There you see that 933. Up Tom Richter. Just up front of Sage Greco. Sage Greco's got it down to about a 1/10 of a second, separating him and Richter. Here they go. I'm going to guess he's going to try to make a pass here before too long. He backed off, trying to get the run here off the corner. Down that back straightaway, that DeWalt 17 looking really good and strong out there tonight. As he started on pole, Ryan Rose started second. But I must say, Tom Richter did a great job here tonight, getting that pit strategy worked out to get up there into the front of the pack to at least lead a few laps. I don't know if he's going to continuously hold it till the end, but doing a great job out there right now. As Greco's there, battling there with them, trying to find a way around them. And you have 78 there in third. Chase Matsko there in fourth. I'm trying to find battles out here on the speedway. Not really finding anything, except for the battle heating up here between 1 and 2. Sage Greco there in second. Making a pass here, looking to the inside as they head down here towards corner number 1. Richter hangs on to it. They're going to go 3 wide with the lap machine. James LaFaw up there to the outside. Here off of 2, that bottom side going to prevail a little bit better. They work down here into corner number 3 and 4. Here comes that 78 of Ryan Rose. I'm sorry, no, that was 76 of Fred Pennington, I'm sorry. Pennington a lap down, just trying to stay with the leaders. Everybody looking great. There you see that 76 stayed right with the leader, Sage Greco and Tom Richter. That's Fred Pennington. Brian Rose back here in third. Chase Matsko here for it. William Gay in fifth. 13 laps to go here at Nashville Super Speedway. Down here in the corner number 3. At 20. Darrell Whitford coming across the line there as you watch on your map. Once again, I want to thank Matt Mars for sponsoring the Mars Hardwood here tonight. And see that Gibson machine of Matt Mars working there. Sitting in about 11th. Will probably really like to get up into a top 10 finish here tonight. If he can, as he's running there behind P.J. Whitland. Tom Richter back here in second. Ryan Rose in third. And see, we got these drivers hanging out in some lap traffic. 10 laps to go here at Nashville Super Speedway. Looking great here for Sage Greco. Did a great job getting the qualifying on the pole. Now he's fighting to keep the pole position. As he done a great job keeping that DeWalt number 17 out there in front. Victor there in second. Brian Rose in third. Brian Rhodes, as we said, sitting third here tonight. 8 laps to go. Sage Greco working through turn 3 and 4. Working down through that front stretch. Sage Greco, as we said, as your leader. Tom Richter in second. Brian Rose in third. Chase Matsko back here in fourth. William Gay fifth. No cautions tonight. Here as we wind this one down. So very, very clean race. And we had no cautions here at Nashville Superspeedway. The 8 of Nigel Steele working there to the inside. Now you're looking back here at Tom Richter. And he's got that lapped out machine of Fred Pennington coming up there behind him. So really not going to change much of anything. Spillman down a lap, White down 2 laps. Abaugh down a lap.
I'm doing good. I think I just suck. I couldn't really get any. I couldn't really get any more tire out of it, and then I, I pitted way too late and just screwed myself over. So that was fun. Yeah, I think I could have. I think I could have been up there with Sage if I had just played that race a whole lot differently. But it's all right. Just my mom, my dad. My mom, my dad. Brett's Electric. They're on this car, so I'll shout them out. They help me out a lot in real life. So yeah. I think so. As long as I show up, I don't know how long I'm going to show up because my weekends are kind of iffy. So yeah, yeah, it is what it is. It's racing. Yeah. See ya.
Hello. Yeah, I could have swore Ryan was going to catch me there. Yeah, I think Ryan kept up for about 25 laps or so. I don't know. I thought he backed off just to get out of my draft, so he wasn't burning tires. But yeah, the Tom guy at the very end after pit cycles, he was like 2 seconds in front of me. I'm like, where in the world did this guy come from? I thought he took two, but no, he was fast. I didn't know he was for position for a while. Yeah, maybe. I think maybe brake bias has something to do with it. Yeah. Nope. Sure don't, brother. Yeah, I think I don't know how I'm up there. I think I missed a few races, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool to get up there. Sure will. Good deal. Thank you, sir. Hell yeah, brother.